nearly every college or school I've been to is a different denomination. My mission to practice law in the state of Minnesota and the neighboring states. What do I do? I have a passion towards representing people that many people walk away from. I took it as a calling, while many of my friends, many of my colleagues ran to work for AT&T and New York Yankees and work for Ford and GM and other big companies, Deloitte too. I went back to the people that I know. The United States is close to 90% immigrants, and many of them are refugees. So I served close to 80% refugees, mostly from, now we have tons of them from Ukraine, from Iran, from Pakistan, from Somalia, from Ethiopia, a number of refugees from Kenya, a good number of them. Most of them speak Swahili and Kisi and Ejike and Luo. And we have a good number of them from Syria, from Lebanon, and nearly every country in the world. So currently, a supervisor in Tony. I supervise approximately 269 lawyers across the state of Minnesota. What do? We practice, number one is immigration law. We do housing law. We have housing discouragement law. We have tax law, disability law, something we call as medical legal partnership, which is relation mahali, and you keep showing up as credit less equal all. So what the doctor does, we have a staff lawyer in every hospital in the state. So the doctor will send you to the lawyer's office, and the lawyer will make plans for somebody from the Department of Health to visit modulation, purposely to inspect the house. Because if your ceiling has never been rained on, you have mold in the house, you start breathing enough money, or sometimes you become asthmatic and that can kill you. So what we do is that we sue the landlord. The landlord will put you in a hotel for many months until the house is fixed. So it's a medical legal partnership. So you don't have to keep showing up all the time complaining of something so stupid, so small, that somebody's supposed to fix for you. Then we also do practice tax law, among other areas. Also elder law. They have their own system where they need to be represented. So, like the way the president and his friends took away them as Jose, alafu they did get some money for some time, so we will sue the state. But then you can't do that. So, elder law. If somebody's getting so old that they need somebody to help them, to money, to feed them, to shower them, even take them out for a walk. So the government does not drive them into an elder people's home. And so our job is to make sure that we stay in the house as long as we can, after we feel them out, which we appreciate as everything. So that's what I do. So I spend most of my time putting together cases with lawyers and supervisors for appeal purposes. So at the initial stages, we have supervisors or managers at the lower level who prepare cases for initial filing, and they need to be appealed, so that's where we come. If you want to be a lawyer, you have to learn to make noise. You can't be a backbencher. Lawyers don't sit at the back. If you go to court, if you don't make noise, the client, if it was a problem, he will go looking for. I had lunch with my cousin Dance, who married the other day in Kisi, and the son Rebelli, also a colleague of mine, who are coming from Elira. There's these parliamentary cases that were being concluded a week ago, and Dance makes a lot of noise, sometimes for no good reason. Okay, but he's very smart. Lawyers make money by somebody showing up in your office with a problem and you try and solve it. That's our job. We're looking for ways to solve somebody else's problem. And the more noise you make, the more clients you get. But that's in Canada. The U.S. don't make things. You don't go around talking restaurants and TV lists and you don't do that. But in Canada, that's a lot. So I want you to be free and relax, over the story visa, because this is a meeting like this is not taught. It's like nobody told you how to make money. Unamaliza masomo unajiwa unaweza nyumbani mshako unaweza kujua ukuta alafu unaanza kulima because nobody told you on how you can that paper that now is in hanging on the wall. Now how do you learn how to make money is in functions like this. How you going to convert your masomo into serving others. So from the list of issues that I was given to tackle, I'll be touching others that are not included, that are not taught in many schools. Challenges of being a lawyer. I love starting from there. Being a lawyer is not fun, but sometimes it's so much fun. We have our own special challenges, especially during COVID-19. The lawyers had their own special issues, and we moved a number of ranks up in depression, anxiety, and committing suicide. This part I know firsthand because I manage lawyers. My job is to make sure that they're healthy. If they're not healthy, they can never serve other people. Dentists are known to be number one in committing suicide in the world. Dentists. You can go there. We don't know why. But people are suspecting that some of the chemicals that they use to clean people's teeth are affecting them mentally. And they're looking into ways on how they can change that. But during COVID, lawyers moved up to spot number one in the United States. And we don't know why. But we're suspecting, we spend the whole day kusikiza ujinga watu wengine. Whole day. Two people have met, wazaa mtoto, bila plani, sana, saa mwingine kwa ofisi yako. The first thing you wonder, how did I get into this story? Ukikutana mwaka nyumbani misi. Sasa mshazaa mtoto, unaweza kupelekana mbio, hata mjui tunaenda wapi shule, you don't know where the kid should go to school, you don't know where the kid atolewe mena, asitolewe, atairishwe, aende kanisa gani, aende dini gani. So we were not there. But our job ni kusaidia watu in solving ushenzi wao. And that is how we are living. That's how we help society move forward systematically. Ila watu kuwana kinyama na kuwana kumkisi kani. So if you have a question, please ask me. Niulize swali. Usirudi nyumbani bila kuuliza swali. Maybe we'll never meet again. Maybe we'll meet again. But let's make sure that we share everything we have. I have expectations. I'm going to pass them towards the end, and we will do that. In the morning, if the sun is good enough, I want you to be very attentive, so that you know that being a lawyer is not just about office and successful remote. Briefly, these are cases that I handled in person, beginning to the end. And from there, we're going to extract pieces of information that I'm going to share as time goes by. Number one, this guy was in the U.S. military. He was in the U.S. Navy. While he was in the Navy and was moving on a lightweight ship, the carrier in the Kubwa, landed in Manila, somewhere in the Philippines. And he was a young guy, very, very good looking. 6'6", I'm told good, the height of his very high man. Nice haircut, good physique, fell in love with a girl from that country. Got back to the United States, and went back and married that girl and brought the girl to the United States. Nice state. Little did this girl know that he did not want to do Bangi and other drugs. So fights under the house, the China, from Visa Uso, and the girl ended up in the hospital, and from the hospital, the girl ended up in my office. So, many things. Number one, we have an immigration issue, which is complicated by the country. We have a family issue, there's a married couple that are fighting about home. The lady had 2 kids from the prior marriage, so we have step-children issues. This lady appointed advertising, so we have a job big issue. She didn't have any money, so there was a money issue that is attached to the state. She needed a house to live, so that was number one. So next is to go to a shelter while we work on it, and then we look for a home. So there was a housing issue. And she needs food. So there's a food issue. And many other issues. One, I was in the military, so the U.S. military court is also involved. They have one special court. So then, because of all this involved family law is in the state level. So then now the other issues, anything military is in the federal government level. So you have 20 different issues for one person. Because we're going down the process of the divorce. So that means we need to know where this guy has worked, how much money he has made, how long he divorced, and how much money this guy can walk away with to help us in the unside documents for how to in the U.S. You are responsible for 10 premiums for anybody responsible. So this now is going to pay medical bills, anything this family needs for 10 years. So that's one person, one relationship, 2 people that met at work, and their home. Wakapelana nyumbani wamekosana na Nairobi every day. Case number 2. Case number 2 is I'll call my brother-in-law because the brother is married to my sister. So this gentleman decided one day to kill the wife and 2 children, a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. Then he made a big mistake because he thought he was so smart, which I think you guys can not do. Again, the guy after he killed the wife and 2 children and drove this in the way you drive towards Kiambu. Okay? Assuming Kiambu and Nairobi are 2 different states. Once you cross the line, you can get Kiambu, you get Kiambu. Now you've not committed a state. You've not committed a state level crime, you've committed a federal crime. Take this. If you kill somebody in Nairobi, you might be sentenced to 50 years. If you kill somebody in Nairobi, then run away to Kiambu, you'll be happy. So when you want to commit a crime and assault on Kwanzaa, you do it without parole, you plan everything. So this gentleman killed his spouse and 2 children in 2011 and drove out of state. Our town is only 10 miles from the neighboring state, and Buka State. We went and I gave him 2 guys, so we directly reached Buka, and then started fleeing with that car, and that car had a baby inside. So it became what was a state level crime, mother crime of 3. It became a federal crime of 1, you're fleeing a single crime, using a motor vehicle. You've flown to another state, you kidnapped a child, and you've stolen a vehicle. You can, and they all have maybe 15 years each. So that gentleman is in jail right now. The federal government was kind enough to let the state prosecute because he's my relative. He has committed a crime. I became a friend of the court, started missing, and he's serving 75 years in jail. So I hope that he'll die there. And let us see the light of day. I talked to him on my way here, and yes, he was still in the time. So she was like, I was telling me, at least we give him they're very nice, they take care of it. Like, a picture, champion, and update your status. You give me a good relationship, and I give you the regular good with God. And the whole in the story is here to see. in case you're a public enemy, and everybody around the world must know that you're a mother of not 1, 2, 3, and beating our children. This is number 2. This is number 3. The refugee part, which I'm going to talk about. A refugee left Somalia to Kakuma in Kenya, then decided to walk on foot and Habasa crossed over to Sudan. From Sudan, I believe they went somewhere in Ethiopia. From Ethiopia to Tunisia, Tunisia to Libya, Libya by boat to Malta, Malta to Switzerland, to the list of refugees. From Switzerland, when Bambua, you've been accepted as refugee in Malta, they came back to Malta, but they were registered in Switzerland. Then in Malta, they got admissions to travel to the United States as refugees. So then they arrived in my office. Here you don't know what they're going through, and I don't want you to imagine. You don't want to imagine what they're going through. Sababu ukijua nimekuwa kuenda kama it's not fun to be a refugee. Forced migration. It's not fun. And during the terrible clashes in Kenya, I think it's a few years ago, was it 19? I don't know, when the terrible clashes, not long time ago. And Kenya is not assuming things, we value things, and after the South we move on. When Kenyans were demonstrating in every state country in the U.S., we have some Somali friends who told us, in your Kenya, we ask them more people as regime, because you don't know what it means to be in a state of war. Hii inaamka asubuhi, unakuwa ramazeni, you go to college, ununua mboga, unarudi nyumbani, chakula, relax. You can call your mom, your grandpa, grandma, kuna aunties and uncles, they're all alive. Wako mahali fulani wako alive. Sema ndugu yangu kuja Somalia. Unapata mtu mmoja in a group of like 50, only one's alive. Only one. So someone is in Minnesota alone, because they have a group, had a dad, had an auntie, nobody. They say don't take civil wars. Don't take. The day you'll be displaced, nyinyi mnakula starehe, mtu akikufa nyumbani mkiwa na holiday, graduation, harusi, mnapanda ndege mnaenda kwenda nyumbani. Lakini huko Sagama mnakula starehe halafu mnarudi. With us, you have nowhere to go. You know, solo. Everybody else is dead, and some of the solos people be forced immigration. How did we get into the refugee story or immigration and forced immigration? Sometime in 1951, I love this story because this story invited me to practice the law that I'm practicing now. Eleanor Roosevelt was the wife to the U.S. president. After World War II, decided that they needed to look for a way to take care of all these people that had been displaced because of the war. So they left San Francisco after a meeting in California and went to Paris where they had a meeting, and they will later go to Geneva to sign the UN Declaration of the Human Rights Convention. So this Human Rights Convention was basically put together because people that were affected did not look like us. You know, they were all white, they were very fair skinned, and they were majority Christian or Jew. And so these folks, because we call them their cousins because they look alike. If they're Caucasian or they're European, they will look for ways to solve their problems really quickly. When there was war in Ukraine, the U.S. opened doors and sent weapons to Ukraine. They created some new laws to fly in refugees from every country in Europe and just land in the U.S. and given Mankapishi for 10 years. The government is paying everything for it. But there have been wars in other parts of the world. There was war in Rwanda the other day. There was war in Somalia. There was war in Sudan. There's war going on in Chad. But you will never hear that. Why? Because you're not related. No cousins. You don't share the same. You can share the same religion, but they don't look like you. Maybe you practice Islam, and to them, that means you're even farther from them. So there's so many Jews displaced during the war. And so they decided, let's put together this UN Charter so that these people can get a place to go wherever they are in the world. So there's a refugee, the Human Rights Convention that also covers refugees. So what's in this convention? So what they signed, basically, number one, they came up with a list of things they called, so a right to be free, a right to have food, a right to shelter, a right to have clothes, a right to get married, all those rights. Then global. Now going back to the U.S. where the story started, England and other places took it. I said, well, healthcare is a human right. We need to give it to everybody, which is the state until now. You come to the U.S., they see we have all these black people. We have black people, we have Latinos, we have Nigerians, and they're all so poor. So we took them as slaves. Now, we're going to divide these human rights into two. We're going to call them rights, okay? Fundamental rights, and the rest are going to be civil rights. So civil rights, that's how Martin Luther came about. We hear Martin Luther is famous for fighting for civil rights, So Martin Luther would grow up finding out that education that Geneva said should be a fundamental right in the U.S. became a civil right, something that you have to go to court to fight to get. Education. And then healthcare. The right to be free. We commit a small crime in the U.S. So, the right to food, the right to shelter, the right to healthcare. In the U.S., they are called civil rights. Which means somebody has to go to court for somebody to pay for your medical bill. Somebody has to go to court for you to get a house to live in that the government is subsidizing. So that led to now this group of people, refugees and others, people that are disabled, people that are poor, not being able to get those things that they get in other countries for free. So you have to go to court and fight for them, and that is the area that I practice in. And it's used because there are a lot of people that are poor, especially in the United States. Now, I want to make sure that I attack the important things. How much time do we have? There's 20 minutes to 1. Do I have like an hour? How much time do we have talking?
Collectively, we have around 30 minutes from now.
30 minutes to conclude. Okay, then I need to go quickly. But I love the Q&A part.
10 or so minutes after the question.
Okay. Q&A, you got in mind. That's what I love. I'm really have to respect it. There's something possible. I see some people already reading the messages. Receiving, that's encouraged, and we'll never let it go. And we'll never let my pass. Send you away with mine. Alright. So, first, every country was formed from a history somewhere, from a historian. Kenyans, they have our own history. Before the British came here, we have our own village codes, decided matters, and they gave judgments of things that happened before they ruled. Whether you were the Kenya down the coast, or Kamujon, the other side of Uganda, or Kisi, wherever, we have our own codes. That is the one systematic. Now the U.S. has borrowed the common law from England. But because these are white people that were running away from being forced to worship or giving tithe and offering to this one guy, the Pope and his friends and cousins in all those countries. So they ran away to the U.S. to be free from being forced to worship and pay tithe to all these people. And somebody only gave with money in Europe, and you have to pay them money out of the bank and walk as you people have money present. So they did that. So on arrival, the laws that you see in the U.S. is a reaction to that system in England. So there's no king, hakuna kila mtu amelipa kodi, hakuna mtu amezurura in the name of other people. lazima ulipe kodi yako wewe mwenyewe. We Trump did pay tax, maybe for the driver, lakini hakupatikana hivi karibuni. So, number one, 13 states came together in planning to make the United States. These 13 states are near New York on the East Coast. And hakuna mtu alizileta pamoja. So people decided, you go from Nairobi, Kiambu, and Kajiado, tunataka kupiga pamoja. We met the union. Why? Because the British and the French, they are taking our land from the south in Louisiana, and the British were busy in Canada, they still occupy our land in Boston. If we come together, we'll be able to build a military that can fight the British. And that's literally how the U.S. was formed. So they started coming together one by one. Now you come, after you've talked to the people you live in Kajiado, Uje, kuna sheria zenu ziko pamoja, ndio tumekuja tunaungana na nyinyi. But you're not taking us, you're not absorbing us. You're not coming here to assimilate. We're independent Kajiado, independent Kiambu, independent Kitui. So that's how the U.S. was formed. So every state joined in this union at its own time. When they were ready, we would have idea. After the war, but they have their own laws that are governing them independently, 100%. That's why Trump cannot go to another state or Biden and tell them that I'm going to pose on the group. Because that's a state law issue. Now, as states continue accumulating, they end up becoming 50. So forming the United States of America. So they decided, one, we're going to list things that this new Secretary group of federal will form, we're going to list what they can do. One, deal with immigration, because this is dealing with other countries. Coining and making money, copyright, patent, military, all those major things. But the rest, nearly 99% went to the states. So that's why you can kidnap somebody in Dallas, another guy kidnap somebody in New York, another in Minneapolis. The Minneapolis guy will be free tomorrow. The Dallas one, normal within a few years, and the Texas, the New York one will be sentenced to 50 years. They're going to the same crime. And the state law that is completely different from all the other states. Now, how does the federal government come in? The few areas that were left for the federal government: kidnapping, robbery, especially bank robbery. We want to say when we make the money, we want to be in charge of anybody who steals money. Money wire fraud. I have a number of people in jail right now, many are very close friends, who steal money from the government while they're pretending. During COVID, there were so many Somalis from my town who received money in the name of helping families and children, and they wired money to Turkey and to Nairobi, to Jenga Manila. So they will be sending sometime next week. Around 50 of them. A few were at Toroka, but we'll get them as time goes by. So that becomes a federal offense. If you happen to wire money, rather M-Pesa, that's wiring money, so the transacted money will become a federal refugee, a federal person who's committed a crime before you. So, when you plan to commit a crime in the United States, you very find where to solve it. Where will this crime take me? Am I going to serve a sentence in a jail or in a town? Am I going to go to jail hapa karibu Naivasha ama kuchukuliwa karibu Cape Town kumetia miaka yangu 20 ndio wewe my kids can't come. So I'm not encouraged people to commit small crimes, but and soma kwanza before you go on to do anything stupid. Next, let's compare the legal system. So you can, best example, let me give George Floyd as an example. How many people know George Floyd? Do you know how to George Floyd once in your lifetime? Okay. So George Floyd is a young man, father of one child, who was killed around 5 kilometers from my office. Alikuwa ameenda kununua sigara, but kule mtu wa duka akamwonyesha he gave him a fake $20 note. It's not a crime to give somebody fake money unless you brought that fake money from your house. But giving somebody fake money is not a crime. So there was a new clerk in the store, akapatia fake $20. Clerk akaita polisi. Police came, the guy left. Akamshika, then he put his knee on his neck. You need to know George Floyd if you want to become a lawyer, anyone can go. And the guy died after around 9 minutes. So the guy who killed him was sentenced. He's serving, I think, 30-something years. And that changed many things, civil rights, Black Lives Matter, that's where the story started from. His name is George Floyd. Now, the state, because this guy died in one state, the civil Minnesota prosecuted the case. And then now the federal government that deals with the right to be free, the right to have your own life, the right to pursue of happiness. So his civil right to be free was violated, and so the federal government took over and separately processed him and prosecuted him on a violation of civil rights. And that police officer is going to pay a lot of money to the Floyd family, which is already paid, for a violation of civil rights. So tuchukuliwa jela ama kotini hapa Nairobi, sababu umeiba kitu hapa Nairobi, but once you take the same bike unaendesha mpaka Kiambu, sasa then the government of President Ruto will also prosecute you separately. Because they're separate governments, separate prosecutions. They have their own separate courts. The court here for their state and the court here federal. It's one kind of different people being passed. But you might be taken from one court to the other. The purpose of law in the United States compared to Kenya. I travel to India once a year to meet lawyers, students, and judges, and to encourage them on the importance of representing low income. And I spend around a week meeting with students. So I kind of know how Indian courts and lawyers work. I know Kenyan ones because I have tons of Kenyan friends who are lawyers and judges. And I practice in the U.S., so I kind of know how they work. One, the system in the U.S. is very streamlined. Here, when you go to a matanga, that's the man told me, oh, did you check the report? You have to put my name kuangalia nini? So you need to check. Unaweza paka matanga kesho na matanga isikuwepo. Ask me why. Wewe unacheza hapa Kenya. Somebody in the family will go put a portion hapo ile Kisii or Manga courts. Ulete bunge alafu unaendelea kuanza matanga, polisi wakuja and everything. I didn't believe it. Unfortunately, that same day, one of my church members, the brother died, and the matanga was stopped last Friday. That's when I believe in Kenya. You know, what were you waiting for? You want to go there. Unakuja kuzuisha siku matanga. But what is this that you guys cannot talk? I'm a, what you call pursue somebody. Mapema usije kuchukua mwili siku matanga. That's Kenya. So in Kenya, you can talk to somebody and your case can move really quick. Okay? You cannot do that in the US. One of the church members decided to, with his 5 friends, wakafungua kampuni tano. Deloitte and Touche, the accounting company, so they added an E, KPMG, they call it KPMG, accounting company. So we made all these big companies. States. Who are the clients of the real companies who are legal? It's KPMG now. The real estate. And they made good money. They paid like 20 million each. So the states are waiting for pesa walipa wafanyikazi. So they go to the good companies and they go to the state, mbona mtatulipa? Wafanyikazi wanafanya kazi ili milioni vingi. No, tutulipa. So they went in and looked and discovered money went to these fake phony accounts of some young Kenyan boys and girls who are hired in the US. So the process in the US, one, they do investigation, and the government prepares its case. You know, if you remember, it was the guy was coming back and forth from Nairobi and wiring money and to a Standard Bank in Kimani Street, building houses in Apriva. And so what they do is that the government prepares its case against the group, and they have one government lawyer defending them. Now, how we go? You know, saying, oh, there's a rule, I think this happened, and they have to. Even if the day the judge says you have enough evidence to convict this guy, and now, even though we have a lot of what you did is published. The judge will want to everything you did. They will, by the time they publish, you will block it. So they pick you up and they take you to the open jail. So what happened? So this guy will be prosecuted because 5 states needed him. So he had to be taken to that one first state that discovered the fraud. And they like plea deals because if we can plead to actually go up continue, because most lawyers are paid between $350 to $550 an hour. So if you're going to bill $200 in one case, I want you to do the math, it's very expensive. So if what I compare, you're going in for 20 years, tell us what happened, how we're going to get the money back. We'll reduce it, we'll reduce it to 10 years. So they refused to agree, and will later get 15 years, but all the money and the properties here in Kenya and Apriva, they were all, in Vaticano, they were auctioned and money went back to the U.S. How do I share this story? So this guy, he committed wire fraud. He's called money, which is held by the U.S. federal government, and the money crossed borders from Kenya, from the U.S. to Kenya. So he had to be prosecuted by the federal government. Jela yake ilikuwa mbali kama kutoka hapa na Lagos. So I had a chance to go meeting because it was my deacon in church. I was very ashamed. But this is within a night time. Yeah, it was kind of fun. Let's talk about study. So when you finish your law school here in Kenya, you get an LLB. Is that correct? LLB. So once you have your LLB, in every country that uses the British colony, recognize that degree. But any other country that had no business with the British, or countries like the U.S. that rebelled away from the U.S. system, the British system, they will deem your certificate insufficient. And they'll want you to go to school so that you can have an equivalent degree as their students. Because in the U.S., for you to become a lawyer, you must have a first degree, and they do, so JD to them, the Juris Doctor, like the medical doctor, is a degree you get after the first degree. Now, after you get that, then you can, now you want to practice it. From the 50 states, because this was left for the states on who can practice, they all have their own laws. So you want to practice in Nairobi, you want to practice in Kajiado, Mandera, Murang'a, lazima upite mtihani huko Murang'a. So every state has its own laws. So you cannot really leave Minnesota to go practice in Texas, to go practice in New York. You have to pass the bar in that state. What's different is you pass the bar in Minnesota, for example, you can practice federal law, the law that is from the federal government, anywhere in the country. Now the difference is that you have to be admitted in that court. For example, if you need to practice tax law in Texas, I have to be admitted to tax court. Immigration law, I have to be admitted to an immigration. Copyright law, copyright court in DC. So after you complete your master, your undergrad, your LLB, then you have to go there and go to school. But if you finish your master's from here, if you want to do your PhD in the U.S., they don't like taking PhD students because they don't know that you are not their students in the master's program. Okay? Now, there are different routes. If you want to practice law in the U.S., you must do a JD. Mandatory. A Jewish law. If you want to have a Kenyan PhD, you have PhD in Kenya, they call it LLB, then you have to do your LLB, LLM, LLB. And now you can be a professor, you can be a teacher, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you want to practice law, you believe you finish your LLB, you must do the Jewish law. The requirements are different. You need to complete a number of units, a number of hours of practice, and you have to pass the bar in a particular state. Because I was invited and I was given the last question was about immigration in the United States. If you don't have that mind frame in metabolism, and your aim is to be better than my friend Dustin OMARI or somebody in town. I used to hear of what's his name? The Safina guy, what's his name? Oh, we tell us somebody I used to know, and as a he's even younger than me now. Everybody wanted to be just a military. No, there are other places around the world that need you. You really, really need you. Population rate in the U.S. is going down. So the more people they can bring in, the better. And they want people that are smart and not smart. Because they don't just want lawyers. They also want people who can go to the farm and drive tractors. Okay? And they really pay well. Because they run plumbing, electrical, welding, you make more than that. And they encourage people to go there because you cannot just have doctors in the country. You cannot just have doctors and lawyers and engineers. You need those other different sectors to build houses for doctors and engineers to go sleep. Okay? So we need people in all these sectors. Now, they need more people. That is why they have the green card process. That's why every company is going around recruiting more people to go join their farms. And not just go to law school with a plan of just being a lawyer who goes to court every day. I go to court maybe once or twice in a month, or sometimes 9 in 2 months. Okay? You can be a lawyer who's going to manage other lawyers. You cannot do anything in the U.S. without a lawyer. Anything. Then you means just filling a form for your child who is behaving in school. Because you're signing forms, you're swearing that everything is in there, you've read, you've got legal advice, and you can read that. The pain is so much, you end up paying a lot of money, you end up losing a case, and you end up losing so many rights. So you cannot do anything without the advice of counsel. That's why we have the highest number of lawyers in the world. The population of 1 billion. Because everything is done. You cannot sell a house, you cannot sell a bike, you cannot even start a kiosk, you cannot even start selling bananas across the street without a lawyer signing the documents to the right office, somebody has to process it for you. Everything that I can have for. I'm going to talk about 2 lessons about burden sharing and the non-something. I didn't hear what the non was. Somebody from here. Speak up. So, burden sharing, man? Non-reformer. Okay, what is non-reformer?
This is a French word.
Yes.
Which means to return the gift back.
To flaunt, yes.
You should not return the gift back. It's not our thing. You know, because things that will be where we're now, and you go and you tell me how I should be in this country. We don't put this out together. It sounds better in kissing. And who do you think you are? Direct translation. But they don't know that once you become a lawyer, there are things that you will know that you can share with people that are around you. So what they do, they go to the basements, wanajaza hizo karatasi, alafu unaweka wako uliacha Kenya, unaweka husband ambaye hukujaza, usikuja. So ultimately what happens He's all. I'll give you one example. He's a friend of mine. He's from Rwanda. He had 6 kids. And he does a Greek and watatu wako read. And I wish somebody told him, watch out, talk about reading. Just like a guy. So I didn't want. Came to the States, 5 years, wanted to become a U.S. citizen, I got out of water with a phone. So after you put all those kids, and then the first thing is you're invited to go for interview. Once you appear for interview, they review the form and they tell you, oh, and they're very nice, they're very kind. People like a smile here. And that smile has nothing to do with it. I don't want to come up with a wish. Tracy, thank you so much for coming to our office today. We know that you want to become a U.S. citizen. Our job is to help you to go through the process. I see over here that you disclose that you have 5 children. So can you tell us their names? Alafu Tracy, because it's Joanna, another kuwatoa hizo mtu zote. Okay, na birthday. Okay, and the father. And because the interview is being video recorded and audio recorded is being transcribed, put in a file. So they take all those names, and so thank you so much for coming to the interview. You will hear from us very soon. Sababu huko ndio kubaki. Uliongea friend, the one good friend that you will Kenya. And just na yeye kuna important fact tell. I know this. So huyo rafiki yule mtu also anambia au mwenyewe. Sisi nani alijaza akatoboa watu wangu walikuja. So they tell you put those things. So in a year you get a very nice letter. Leo inakuanzia kutoka kwa ulikuja tarehe fulani, interview tarehe fulani, na sasa siku ile interview kwa mtoto anaitwa Muroli Siminani. Wanjiro hata ukatupatia birth certificate. Original za Kenya. Hata kupatia copy za passport. Tunakuuliza nani aliozaa? Oh, daddy, that's my husband. Oh, uliona nini birth certificate ndio hii original. All these people existed when you were swearing in those forms. Hapo kwa cyber cafe. Those people are alive. Okay? So birth certificate ilitokezea kitambo. Tuko wako, bwana yuko, you know. So the next, but now we are moving to the next stage. We want you to do DNA tests. My child is around $700. That's around 85,000 shillings. So the professor pesa kwa haraka. Oh, wameniambia niharakishe. Unajua watu nyumbani na bwana wanakuletea joto tunataka kuja hapa. You want to know umetuacha hapa muda mrefu. So you get the money alafu unatumia wanaenda kwa embassy DNA. 1 week DNA inatoka 99.9%. Wewe ndio mama, yeye ndio baba. Sasa unafurahi au unaitwa interview nyingine. Oh, unaona tunatresi tunakualika you come for your second interview. So unatokeza kabisa na umevaa vizuri uko hapo kama inakushika interview inaanza. So you repeat the same information. Unakwambia tumefanya kuja, you will hear from us. So ile bado unapata ya mwisho inaitwa notice of intent to deny. Tuna mpango to deny your application. So they repeat that whole story. It says you lied to enter the United States. Penalty, deportation. You lied to gain an immigration benefit in or out of the United States. Penalty, deportation. Upon entry to the United States, you lied in writing, verbal, and it's in video. Penalty, deportation. If you have any reason to challenge this decision, you have 30 days to get back to us. Sasa usiku ndio wakili anatafutwa. Usiku ni mchana. Unatafutwa kama unakuja ya Kenya ile mashine ile uweze kupata. Unatafutwa usiku na mchana. Hapo ukimwambia 20K, hiyo 20K ataileta usiku kwako. So you 30 days. What do you have to tell the government? Nakwambia ile 6 ulijaza ile form. Alafu mtu anakuambia unajua nilijaziwa. Ulijaziwa. But the last 3 attempts ulijaza ukaweka watoto. What happened with you? Uliooa mwaka wa hii. Na bwana. So to cut the long story short, be sincere, tell the truth, you don't complicate a very easy story for no good reason. One thing they love people that are sincere. Unakuwa mdogo wa Kenya bana. Daktari anakuambia alafu mageuko kisi. Hii ni kidogo. Sasa hii inakuelezea. Hapa bisa na bara kama Kenya. Hakuna spare parts kisi. Hakuna hii kidogo hii. Wameshika kwa forex. Anatoka asubuhi kila siku. So let's bring my country to the own. Hata kiweka kwa video tumwambia tuambie. Haijaona mpaka sasa. My point is, ukora mdogo that most people think hautapatikana. But at the end of the day, people have struggled a lot. People have sold so many things. People that have held themselves well. They've made the money. Then here you are, just flashing down your life, which is broken. Let's put that aside. There are things that we do in Kenya that we think, they're not crimes. But in the U.S., it is a crime. An example, when kuamka asubuhi na kusomea mama yako, that's a fight. We fought with my mom. Vita Kenya. Tuongana na mama, direct translation. Yaani mtu alipigwa bwana na wala ni kurudishiana. Matusi ama just raise your voice kidogo. Polisi wako kwa mlango na wamekuchukua. Unaanza kujiuliza tumefanya nini? Mimi sitakosea. Mama tulimwambia kwa sauti ya juu. Tumemwambia. When you pass and you're causing disturbance, you need to go in for at least 15 days. Ukishamaliza kutulia, urudi, alafu weka probation ya kadhaa. So if you're on probation, there are many things you can do. You cannot vote. Judge akikataa, you cannot travel out of the country, you cannot travel out of the county. Okay? How many people here have children? I have 2 kids. Don't feel shy. But one day you will have children. I want us to know that children they're not a body. Even if it was a one-night stand, that remains your child. Your child and your responsibility. Many Kenyans in jail. The U.S. now was that total? That's a body. Because what you do, the 2 of you have a child, all you need to do is to inform the state. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, after husband ameishia, just inform the state. He appears in court, doesn't appear, the state does not pay you money. Exchequer direct, kwako. Alafu unamtumia barua mlipo. Zile ndio $500 tulimlipa every 2 weeks. So now this guy, atajaribu kuja matana pesa kama kuja kula Saturday Christmas, atafika airport. Ndio kuna barua hapa, you're not supposed to exit the country. Wala tawarest, anatupwa ndani, alafu anaanza kupwa ndani. Sasa hii ndio hapo juzi kadi yangu mimi ndio nilipia afya siku hiyo nimetenga madaka. Ndio you see like you want. Hii mtoto wewe ndio sana. Anakuuliza, you want to challenge paternity, unataka kuchallenge kwamba wewe sio baba. Ukijaribu kuchapa. Ukipatikana wewe ndio baba, fine mara. So if you pay 500 or even 15, sababu you've made mama mtoto to go through trouble to prove that you're the father. Yaani yeye ni mwongo sasa. So mtoto wako ni mtoto wako, lipa, usipolipa usikuje sasa. Usikuje kwa sababu ndio ndani bila shida. Q&A.